I think as long as you're taking that deep breath, reaching out and talking with your peers, you will overcome it. You have to.
Good day, Tuesday. How are you?
I'm fine, Guy. Thanks.
Well, it's great to see you again. I must say that I'm with Tuesday Johnson Macdonald. Tuesday is the president and owner of TAP Resources, an event organizer. Am I correct, Tuesday?
That's correct.
Well,
Sole proprietor.
and you're the sole proprietor. Good. Tuesday, you've been in business for a while. How long have you been in business for?
I've been operating the business for 15 years now.
15 years.
Yes.
And as a businesswoman, what do you like most about being in business?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I like the variety of what I do. I like all the different personalities of people that I get to meet and work with. I like the freedom that the business allows me, the creativity that I'm able to engage in. So it's just, I think it's like a nice big mixing bowl for me.
So if you had to encapsulate a short presentation on what is your business, for example, could you give me the elevator pitch?
So TAP Resource is an Indigenous event management firm. We specialize in Indigenous events, whether that's conferences, meetings, team building, board retreats, with a specialization with the Indigenous population. That doesn't always mean our clients are Indigenous. It means that there is an interest in the culture, and somehow they've connected with us to help with that. And finally, we've launched a new program about 2 years ago called the Meeting Scout, which is a hotel site selection program that, again, we focus on the Indigenous population, trying to make sure that we're enhancing their relationships with hotels when they're taking meetings into hotels and enhancing the business relationships of that.
Okay. I'll come back to that in a minute and ask what does it mean. But before that, you've mentioned Indigenous business. What's your, tell us a little bit more about your heritage.
Well, I'm a Mohawk from the Haudenosaunee people. I live here on Six Nations of the Grand River. Our office is operated here.
Okay. And as a businesswoman, you know that there are certain characteristics to an entrepreneur. What I'd like to do is play a little game with you and rapid question, rapid answers. Could we do that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
What does motivation mean for an entrepreneur?
Motivation is getting up and looking at the world and seeing a nice, bright playground out there.
How about
For me.
attitudes?
Attitudes, positive, outgoing, and searching.
How do you gain self-confidence as an entrepreneur?
A lot of learning, taking risks, failing, and learning from those lessons.
Perseverance.
Having the passion of doing what you're doing.
Well, tolerance with ambiguity.
Tolerance with ambiguity. I would have to say again, passion for what you're doing and belief in yourself.
Okay, we'll leave that game now and move on. What does success mean for you?
Success for me is having a company that is recognized, the branding is recognized. There's nothing more that that my heart jumps at is when I get introduced and people say TAP Resources and they say, "Oh, you're TAP Resources." To me, that's success.
I'm sure that over the years you've had some failures or some negative experiences. How do you overcome these things?
I have a really great body of mentors. I also belong to an association of professional event planners, and I really use my network to help me, along with my own spirituality, right? As far as overcoming some of the difficulties. It's sometimes you take a big gulps, and sometimes you do take a hit. But I think as long as you're taking that deep breath, reaching out and talking with your peers, you will overcome it. You have to.
Is it important to draw lessons from the negative experience and to apply those lessons afterwards?
Absolutely. That's hopefully the lessons that you have learned is making you stronger and smarter. Hopefully it's creating the processes that you need just to make you that much more successful.
So you've been in business for 15 years. You said that you've launched a new product a couple of years ago for hotel services. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, the Meeting Scout is designed based on hotel site selection. So say, Guy, you wanted to take a meeting of 20 people into a hotel. You wanted to go, let's say, Innisfil, wherever Innisfil is, and you'd call us and say, we have this small meeting. We want to go to Innisfil, but we really don't know anything about Innisfil. Can you help us? We would then do the search. We would find the hotels for you. We would get the pricing for you. We'd send it back to you. You would make the selection of which venue you wanted to go to. We would negotiate a contract for you. You would sign the contract, and then you would deliver your program. The great thing about that is because we have established a very strong network within the hotel industry, we have relationships across the world with hotels. Because we do so much hotel bookings, we're able to negotiate not just the concessions and the price of the room, but we're looking at hotel contracts, and we're looking at reducing the risk of our client, of the end client. And I think one of the other beneficial pieces of coming to us to help you with those hotel contracts is because we're specialized in it. We've been trained specifically in hotel contracts, and that service is free. We don't charge for that service.
Tell me, what gave you the idea of developing that new service 2 years ago?
It's not a new idea. There's a lot of companies out there who are doing, and they call it site selection, hotel site selection. There's a lot of companies out there in society doing it. We are the only Indigenous focused company. And what got me doing is when I understood what site selection was, I looked at it and I started to look at all of our Aboriginal organizations and said, we are not getting the full benefit from hotels. We spend a lot of money in hotels, but as a group, we are not getting the benefits of it. And that's really what I'm trying to do, is making sure that we're able to leverage the amount of business that we are doing.
Let me ask you one last question. If you knew what you know today, going back 15 or perhaps 17 years, what would you do differently?
I don't know. I really enjoyed learning about business. I really enjoyed the ups and downs that I went through. It's made me a stronger person, a business person, and a stronger person personally. But if there was one thing that I would have done earlier, is I took some training with BioCybernaut in Victoria, BC. And that was a training around my own thinking processes and enhancing the alpha brainwaves so that your creativity, your decision making, and your problem solving skills are just that much more enhanced. I would have taken that training earlier than I did, because I did notice once I did that training, my business boomed, and so it made a world of difference for me.
I'll ask you one last question. Who is, or what woman do you see as, what women do you admire as businesswomen or as leaders?
Well, certainly Roberta Jameson ranks up there. Rebecca Jameson from Six Nations Polytechnic is also a wonderful businesswoman. I've seen, there's women like Darlene Capone from OPSU that I've worked with, Wanda Peters from the Circle of Philanthropy. Like, there's just some really wonderful women out there.
I have to ask you, why are you looking up to these women?
They're just really warm people. I've made a connection with them. These are people that I talk with and that I are connected with through business.
Okay. Well, that's most interesting. I thank you very kindly for this interview. It was most appreciated. I think we've learned quite a bit in terms of what all the some of the ins and outs of business are being an entrepreneur, and I thank you for it.
Thank you, Guy.
Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.